Together, growing in faith, changing communities.
Igama likayise benendodana nomoya ocebileyo. Namhlanje sinezwini likaNkulunkulu. I would like us to look at the third part of this beautiful chapter. We go to Luke chapter 15. We're going to Luke chapter 15, and we're gonna look at this from verse 25. Luke chapter 15 from verse 25. That's where we're going to be starting. But don't forget the prayer for today. May you, O Lord, finish the work that you have begun in us. May you, O Lord, finish the work that you have begun in us. Write that down on your statuses, write that down on your journal, write that down from something that you can always remember. May you, O Lord, finish the work that you have begun in us. Umsebenzi Owuqalile empilweni yami. And I actually think engathi besingawenza lo mkhuleko every day we wake up, every day we go on to work, every day we embark on something. May you, O Lord, finish the work you have begun in me. May you, O Lord, finish the work you have begun in me. Because kwesinye isikhathi ezisenza izinto siyakhathala, khona into ekuthiwa ikhathazo, and ngibona ukuthi why am I procrastinating? Why am I not finishing this? Why am I not putting my best in it? But if you take that prayer, may you, O Lord, finish the work that you have begun in me. Now, let's look at the word of God. Luke chapter 15, verses 25. We're going to go right up till the end of that chapter. Now, his older brother, his older son, was in the field. And as he came and drew near to the house, he heard music and dancing. Now, his older son was in the field, but as he came near to the house, he heard music and dancing. This is something absolutely amazing for me. When the younger son comes home, the older son was not around. When the younger son came back home, the older son had gone into the field. So whatever had taken place, the older son did not know about it. The coming back of his younger brother, he didn't know about it. And maybe there's something that one must look into. Yena wayengazi ukuthi mehambile emasimini uzobuya umfowabo abekhona. And at this stage, we do not know how he feels about his brother. We do not know how he feels about the loss of a brother. And we do not necessarily know the relationship he had with his own sibling. But the author gives us in verse 25, when he had gone to work, his younger brother came. And in the afternoon or in the evening, when he came back, whatever time of the day, he got back home. And all of a sudden, he left everything. Everything was normal. Everything was peaceful. Everything was in order. And as he draws closer to home, as he draws near to home, he hears dancing and music. And it's like, kwenzakalani. And maybe that's another thing. Am I always updated, kept abreast with everything going on in our own families, in our own homes? Or am I the black sheep of the family? Am I the last one to know in the family? Am I the last one to be kept involved in a family? Kweminye imndeni bayaziwa osbanman, baneimali zabo. Bayaziwa osbanmani. They make rules. And possibly there is this person whom everybody disregards and whom everybody ignores because financially abanawo amandla. Mentally they are not always there. And so it has become a norm kweminye imizi ukuthi as long as usbanban nosbanban bekhona, no, we can do this. What about so and so and so and so? No, yini abazoyiletha. And so sometimes we look at our lives and sadly and unfortunately, some people feel left out because they don't have the financial muscle. They feel left out because they have nothing in their thinking to offer. And I'm saying in their thinking because there are true stories here. There are those who have experienced it, where they are marginalized, where they are ostracized, where they are kept at bay. And there are those who feel inadequate. No one has ever done it to them. No one has ever said it to them. Kodwa bona bayazibandlulula. Hayi mina ngizobe ngenayo into yokugqoka ngeke ngikwazi ukuza. Hayi mina anginayo imali yokucontributor ngeke ngikwazi ukuza. Hayi mina ngoba nakho ungafundile, ngoba nakho ungenandoda, ngoba nakho ungenabantwana, ngoba nakho ungumuntu wesifazane, ngoba nakho ngihlala emakhaya. And sometimes we can also isolate ourselves from our own families. There are two stories here. There are moments where people isolate us from our own families because we are inadequate, or we are the black sheep of the family, or for whatever reason. And we actually can feel, Uguchi, I'm not accepted here. We can feel, Uguchi, I'm not loved here. We can feel, Uguchi, like kahle kahle bangithandela imali yami. We can feel, Uguchi, kahle kahle ngiyaxhashazwa. We can feel those moments. And yet there are other people, whatever they say goes. Whatever they want happens. We can all be sitting in the room and all agree on one thing, but and they can change every other thing. Not because their idea is the best, but because they possess power, influence, authority. You know, there's something very interesting and very important, is that in your work, you may be very powerful. You may be a renowned leader, a great position of authority at work out there. But I hope when you come home, you are a son. I hope when I come home, I am a son, I am a daughter. I hope when I come home among my brothers and sisters, I am just a sibling. And I don't exact power and authority. Everything has its own place and time. Yonke into inendawo yayo. I cannot be expected ekhaya to behave like a director, to behave like an MD, to behave like a CEO, to behave like whatever I am out there in the world, in the field. When I'm at home, I'm a son. When I'm at home, I'm a daughter. When I'm at home, ngingane yalaikhaya, ngithunywa njengazo zonke ingane zalaikhaya. And they must never, ever, ever at home see me as anything else but ingane yalaikhaya. Now in verse 25, he goes back home and he's wondering why there is music. Nobody has told me anything about it. Why there is dancing. Nobody has told me anything about it. Yabona khona kweminye imizi uthufika namhlanje kulesibili everything is normal, kodwa mufika ngolesihlanu ntambama hawu sekunembuzi kwenzakalani. Hawu uyabuya gcwele abantu endlini kuthiwa hayi kunomsebenzi kaSibanibani, but wani ngaxoxa hawu uSibanibani uyambesa, uSibanibani uyalobola, uSibanibani uzoshada. Why am I the only one in the family who doesn't know this? And sometimes it's not as if I have kept myself away. No, they have kept things away from us, from you, from me. But why? Kungani. Then there's also something I also find interesting if you move on to verse 26. And he called one of the servants, and he asked what these things might mean. And he said to him, your brother has come, and your father has killed the fattened calf, because he has received him back safe and sound. Now there are two things that happens here. Akangeni ekhaya. He does not enter. But while he's still at a distance, he calls a servant. A servant comes from the house. The servant knows what's going on in the house. And uyasimema lesisebenzi uthi awuzelana sondela kunento engifuna ungitshele yona. What's going on in here? What is happening in here? Kwenzakalani? Now the servant divulged everything. Your brother has come back. Your father has killed the fattened calf because your father has received him back sound and safe. Now, does this sound neutral? And to some degree, yes. But if you go deeper, you realize there's a lot that the servant divulges. Your brother, your father. And so when I say your mother, your father, your wife, your car, your children, I'm distancing myself from this. It's not our brother. It's not our son. It's not our family member. It's yours. And so I'm creating this gap. It's your problem, not mine. It's your issues, not mine. It's your doing, not mine. He asked a servant, why? Why do you ask a servant, not your own father? Why do you wait outside and want to be told by, with an inverted commas, an outsider about your family affairs? Bangaki abantu abaxatshaniswe abantu bangaphandle. Mingaki imndeni engabhekani, engazwani, engakhulumisani, because they've allowed outsiders to take control. Zingaki indaba zala ekhaya ekhulunywa abantu bangaphandle. Zingaki indaba zala ekhaya ezikhulunywa nabantu bangaphandle. But who has given them access? Uthola ukuthi imina engifike nomngani wami, kodwa umngani wami uyena ohlangana kanye nami ukuthuka uma. Uyena ohlangana kanye nami ukulwisana nezingane zomfowethu. Uthola ukuthi ngilethe umngani wami as in a relationship, a partner. Uyena ongixabanisa nefamily yami. Either a husband or a wife. Uyena ongisizayo ukubathuka. Uyena odala uqhekeko, who becomes a cause of division. Who becomes a cause of separation. Zingaki izinto ezenzekile because we've allowed an outsider to mingle in our lives. If we go to the families we know, if we go to relationships we know, if we go to many things that have happened in families, and if we have to be honest with ourselves, out of those that we have seen and met and the things we've experienced, kungaki okonakale because kusuke kwaqambukela abantu bangaphandle. Yabona khona abangani who do not respect boundaries. Kukhona abangani abantu mase befika ekhaya kube yibona abashayela imithetho. Now there's something dangerous if ukufika komngani wami ekhaya ezodala ukuthi ngixabane nabantu basekhaya. And some relationships are like that. Uthola ukuthi uzongipick up athi ayasambeni bayabheda lakini thina sozenzela into zethu. I mean, I'm not denying ukuthi khona abanye abantu who come into our lives and they rescue us from our own families. I'm not denying that. Because khona omunye umuntu uthola ukuthi kubo bambukela phansi, uthola ukuthi kubo bambona njengesilima, kuthi kubo abamfuna ukumbona progressor. There are people like that. There are families like that. Uthola ukuthi bona they just want to benefit from him or her. Right up ngomusa kaNkulunkulu athole upartner ohlakaniphile. Athole upartner okwazi ukumthanda, athole upartner okwazi ukumgqugquzela. You know, kunabantu abasebenzayo, they do everything at home kodwa banalutho bona. And uthola ukuthi benzela wonke umuntu and they are made to do this. And but when ayino nayo yakho njengoba usebenza, and you soon realize ukuthi what can we do unless you find someone who is able to help you, who is able to see the best in you. And this person, it is this person who makes sure ukuthi ekusebenzeni kwakho sekhona nawe into onayo. Akusize ukuthola indawo yokuhlala. Akusize uthole imoto. Akusize uprogresse empilweni. That is a beautiful interruption. And I always say, whoever comes into your life must help you to grow, must help you to be the best, must help you to succeed. And that person becomes important. That person is valuable. Because lo muntu ufuna ukubona the better version of you. Ngoba lo muntu says, in 3 years in our relationship, this is what I need to see. I need to see you having grown in these areas of your life. I need to see us having grown in these areas of our lives. And vice versa, I need you to help me to grow in these areas of my life. That is what a good person does in a relationship. And so those people are a blessing. And they must continue to be there. And they must protect us from ourselves. They must protect us from those who harm us, even if it means protecting us from our own families, protecting us from our own habits, protecting us from our own things that we have been doing, but those things alimaza thina. But also khona abanye abangani abafika izinto zethu ziprogressa, sinomndeni all right, senze izinto right, and they don't want that. In the name of love, they isolate us. In the name of love, they take us away from our support structure. In the name of love, they abuse the love, the trust. And eventually, we end up with nothing. And those bangos. Then there's something else that happens. As he asks the servant gives him a full, detailed story. Your brother has come back. Your father has received him. Your father has ordered us that we kill the fattened calf Your father has received him. Your father is excited because he found him safe and sound. And the question is, how do you feel about it? Verse 28, he was very angry and he refused to go inside. He was very angry and he refused to go inside. What, I'm not going inside? Why? Why is he angry? Is he angry at his brother? Is he angry at his father? Is he angry at the situation? Is he angry at how things were dealt with? Does he expect that his father will keep the sign standing outside and say, let's wait for your older brother to come in, then we can discuss this? Did he expect that the father will reject the son and say, hamba nyoni bawuchutha phambili? What did he expect? How do I feel about the decisions that have been made in my absence? How do I feel about the issues that have been dealt with in my absence? How do I feel about those things? How do I feel? He was very angry. He was not pleased. And he refused to go inside. Now, there's something interesting in that statement. The younger son has gone inside. The older son refuses to go back home. And kumina kuthi angeke ngihlale nalowo muntu lapho. I would rather lose my sonship than to sit nalowo muntu. He couldn't take his own brother. And what happened if the younger brother was walking around the yard? What happened if he could see him inside? What happened if he could see him wearing beautiful clothes inside? What happened if he saw him walking around having something to eat? Into ayisebenzele ngey'thukuthukhu zakhe. And is seeing him enjoying the fruit of his hard-earned labor. And yet he says, I don't want to be part of this. He's angry. And how many of us have made decision out of anger? How many of us have refused to go home because bayangicasula? How many of us refuse to go home because bangiphatha kabi? How many of us refuse to go home because bayangixhaphaza? How many of us refuse to go home because we are angry? And he's angry. I don't want to be part of this. It happens at work. Ipete kasibani namhlanje no angeke ngiye kwi-boardroom ukuyomcelebrate. Uyangicika lo. Ngeke ngiyodla lelo khekhe mina. How many of us have made decisions because we are angry? How many of us have been hurt by those decisions? You know, one of the things that we need to go back into and probably to reflect on as human beings, how much anger has costed me in my life. Maybe write down for yourself and ask yourself, what have I lost because of anger? Who have I lost because of anger? What has gone wrong because of anger? Yabona khona izinto engiyithathele phezulu ngenxa yolaka. hayi mina ngeke ngitshelwe ingane, mina ngeke ngitshelwe umuntu wesifazane, mina ngeke ngitshelwe nje indoda yakomunye umuzi, mina ngeke ngitshelwe nje wena, mina. And how many of us? And it's a beautiful exercise when one sits down and is being honest with himself or herself and say, what has anger costed me? What have I lost? Or what have I done? Or what have I not done because of anger? And write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Aibo. And I soon realized, Aibo, yazi, kahle. This was anger talking. There was frustration talking. Kwaba ukudinwa lokhu. Kwaba ukucasuka lokhu. These decisions were made out of anger. And I have not done certain things because I was angry. And sometimes ithandwa zami, we are very good at labeling our anger and say, ay, ngifuna ukuthula nje mina, angisafuna lutho engihlanganisa nabo. But if you go deeper than that, yokufuna ukuthula nongafuna into engihlanganisa nayo, it's because bayangicasula. Why ngithi ngifuna ukuthula? Why ngithi angifuna lutho engihlanganisa nabo? It's because bayangicasula, because I'm angry at them. Hayi sengadlula nje kubona kodwa nje angifuna into engihlanganisa nabo. Yindaba ngoba masike sabandawonye siyaxabana and ngiyacikeka. So what has anger costed me? My family. My relationship with my child. My relationship with my son, with my mother, with my father. My relationship with my spouse. He was angry. Luhamba kanjani ulaka lami? Luhamba kanjani ulaka lami? How do I deal with my anger? How do I deal with it? How do I control it? How do I prevent it from destroying me and everything that I love and value and people around me? Khona anger that is so loud. Khona anger that is so subtle. And both destroy. My name is Father Tembelani. I'm a Catholic priest in the Archdiocese of Durban. We are reflecting on the Gospel of Luke from chapter 15 from verse 25. And now we are looking at verse 28. But he was angry and he refused to go in. His father came out and entreated him. His father came out of the house and began to beg him and invited him over and asked him to come home. This is something so powerful. This is something so great. The father has always waited for his younger son. And when the younger son comes home, the father runs and he embraces him and he meets him and he makes sure that they give him new set of clothes, new ring, new shoes. And he makes him welcomed at home. It is in a nature of a parent to welcome. It is in a nature of a parent to receive. It is in the nature of a parent to nurture. It is in the nature of a parent to accept. It is in the nature of a parent to say, this is your home. And so when the older son refuses to come in, verse 28, the father leaves everything, leaves the comfort of his home, leaves a son who has just come back, leaves a celebration, and he says, I cannot continue without you inside. Bangaka abazali abashone ingane zabo ingabuyanga emakhaya. And you can see the pain. And every day asking, where's so and so? How is he or she doing? And they try to reach out to their children. And abantwana don't respond. And it's so sad to realize that the power dynamic that exists there. It's so sad to realize the power dynamic that exists between that relationship when the mother or the father wants the child to come back, and the child uses that because they know how much it hurts them. They know how much it hurts their parents not coming back, and they say, angifuni ngeke ngibuye lo wanginendaba noma ngafa bara ngize ekhaya. Anger is a dangerous emotion. And I'm looking at this father saying, I want you back. I need you back. I'm looking at this father saying, come join the celebration. Come and join your brother. Come and join us. But it's not like that. It's not happening like that. But he says, come and be with us. And he refuses. Bangaka abazali on their dying bed. And they say, has he called? Has she called? They are dying. They say, ngifuneleni usibanibani, ngifuna ukuxolisa. One of the saddest things, thandwa zami, it's when umzali ethi ngifuna ukuxolisa kumntanami. Ngicela buye azongibona. And you soon realize ukuthi there's been a distance. You soon realize ukuthi there's been a gap. Kade bagcinana. And umzali is now dying. And the child walks in. And mhlawumbe umama akasakwazi ukukhuluma, mhlawumbe ubaba akasakwazi ukukhuluma. But the same can also happen when roles are reversed. The same can happen. And you realize ukuthi ingane has been longing for this relationship nomzali. And umzali is so stubborn. They want nothing to do with the child. Can a mother forget her children? Can a mother forget her baby at breast? Even though she does, Isaiah say, I, the Lord your God, will never forget you. There are relationships that are so painful, where umzali has refused to be a part of the life of this child. Everything was okay. Everything was fine. Kodwa umzali athi, I want nothing to do with you. There are moments that are very painful when umzali disowns a child. I'm not denying ukuthi there may be issues, there may be things, but you're taking it too far. I am taking it too far. When I disown my child, maybe we miss an important concept. Children don't come from us. They come through us. Abantwana baveli kuthina, bavela ngathi, bavela kuNkulunkulu. When I disown a child, I am rejecting the appointment from God. It is God who has appointed me to be a father, to be a mother, to be a guardian for this child. It is God who has asked me, it is God who has trusted me with this mission. And I think if we realize, if we accept that children are a blessing from God, and if we realize that God has trusted me with this child, I'm not denying that children can be a mouthful. I'm not denying that children can be too much. I'm not denying that children can demand a lot from us. I'm not denying that. I'm not. And I'm not denying that they can be a headache. I'm not denying that. But it doesn't take it away that they are not from me. They are through me. They are from God. I cannot disown a child. Go back to this question that I keep on asking. What has my anger costed me? What has it done to destroy my family? What has it done to destroy those whom I love? And the sad part for me, it's when I'm not even aware of what my anger is doing. I think I'm doing well. I think I'm just raising them. I think I'm being strict. I think I'm upholding. But sometimes it's anger. And kubalulekile ithandwa zami, it is absolutely crucial ukuba nabantu abakwazi ukusitshela amaqiniso. The father says, I cannot let you sit outside. I need you to come home. I need you to be part of this. The father steps out. The father says, I want to be there. As umzali, kuyangisabisa uma sesixosha abantwana. Noma kuthiwa udinwe kangakanani. No matter how angry you are, no matter how disappointed you are, you cannot disown them. Always be truthful. Always tell the truth. Always lead them. But you cannot disown them. I'm not sure. Can I love my child from a distance? I'm not sure. What if they are toxic? But I still don't stop loving them. I pray for them. God trusted me with them. Omunye umzali mhlawumbe ubezohluleka, but not me. Am I then able to do what God has trusted me to do? should. I mustn't betray. I mustn't betray it. I cannot afford to betray it. God has given me something, and I mustn't betray it. God has trusted me with something. I mustn't betray it. As umzali one day, as a parent one day, when I stand before God, I would love to present my child before Him. I would love to present my children before Him. I would love to say, ngiyabonga Nkosi ngabantwana onginikeze bona. I would love to do that. Now, how do I do that if bengasekho ekhaya? How do I do that if bebengaseyona ingxenye yasekhaya? How do I do that if I've disowned them? How do I do that if asakhulumisani nabo? And yes, I've heard abazali say, hey, akunendaba sengolithetha phambili. It means I don't understand what God has asked of me. It means I'm still angry. And it means I'm still hurting. But uNkulunkulu ngethembile. Izulu ngethembile ngabantu bami. uNkulunkulu ngethembile. I cannot disappoint Him. I cannot betray Him. I cannot betray the cause. I cannot betray the cause. uNkulunkulu ngethembile ngabo. No matter how angry I am. And maybe sometimes not even anger, it is the hurt. Sometimes the fear. But uNkulunkulu ngithembile ngabo. I cannot fight with them. I must love them. I must groom them. But they are the best gift that God has ever given me. They are the best gift that God has ever given us. Our children are everything. Sibakhulise ngeqiniso. Ngokumesaba uNkulunkulu. Ngokumhlonipha uNkulunkulu nomhlaba. Kodwa they must never become our enemies. The father says you must come back home. But if you go to verse 29, he answered his father and he says, look, these many years I have served you. I have slaved for you. And I never disobeyed your command. Yet you never gave me a young goat that I might celebrate with my friends. For all these years, I have slaved for you. For all these years, I have listened to your word. For all these years, I have done the right thing. For all these years, I've stood by you. Yet you've never even given me a young goat to celebrate. That's painful. Yabona ekhaya khona umntwana ohloniphayo, olalelayo, othumekayo. Kube khona umdlwembe nje, odelelayo, ozenzela umathanda. Either we overcompensate or we scared. Lo hluphayo wenzelwa yonke into. Size simqambe ngegama hayi vele usibanibani niyamazi nje uyayihlanyela, hayi vele usibanibani niyamazi nje uneconsi, hayi vele usibanibani niyamazi nje unezinto zakhe. Hayi mnikeni uzozadala ukukhuluma, hayi mnikeni uzozadala umsindo, hayi mnikeni khona sobalekela ukuthi. What about the one who's been doing so well? What about the one who's gone beyond? What about the one who's given more and more and more? And the older son says, but you've never appreciated me. You've never made me the celebrity that you are making your son today. Yonke into noma esehambile, I was there to pick up the pieces. Noma esekushiyile, I was there to pick up the pieces. I've always been here. I've always been home. I've always been loyal. One of the saddest things is when your child says to you, I've always tried my best so that you will also love me just as you love him or her. I've always tried my best. I did everything so that one day I will get your approval. It's so sad when you see iy'ngane zethu fighting for a space in our hearts. It is so sad when you see our children fighting for a space in our lives. It is so sad when our children know that mom or dad loves so and so more than us. It is so sad. It is so sad. You've never valued me. You've never appreciated me. It's so sad if umntwana ezothi kumzali, but mom, awukaze vele wangithanda. You've always told me I was a child of inconvenience. You've always told me ukuthi wena uncamela usibanibani. Wena ma ukhalela usibanibani more than us. Wena ma ufuna usibanibani more than us. Wena ma prefer ukuthi more than us. It's so sad when our children have to fight for our attention. Worst of all, if they must fight with our partners for our attention. Worst of all, if they must fight with our partners. Which for all these years, I've slaved for you. For all these years, I've been a good child. Why do bad things happen to good people? Yabona lento ifana nasemsebenzini. You've done everything so well. Uyawazi umsebenzi wakho. Uyawushaya umsebenzi wakho. You are qualified. But they sideline you when promotion comes. They get an outsider. They get your junior. Etrainwe wena izophatha wena. It's not that you are not qualified. It's not that you are not capable. It's not that. It's just politics. Internal politics. Kungena umuntu ne-mandate. Kungena umuntu ne-mandate yokufrustrate wena. Ngoba leli office ohleli kulona sebelifunela someone else. It's not that you are not capable. It's not that you cannot perform. It's not that you cannot deliver. No. It's not that. They just are frustrating you. You know, they talk about structural or constructive retrenchment. They want to get rid of you, but they will create these terminologies. They will bring in these policies. They have findings against you. It's bigger than that. How appreciative am I to people in my life? How appreciative am I to those in my life? At work, at home, in my relationships. How appreciative am I? Which for all these years I've worked for you, not even once have you given me even a young goat to celebrate. Not even once. Now listen to verse 30. But when this son of yours, listen to the element of anger. It's not our brother. It's a son of yours. He's distancing himself. But when this son of yours came, who has devoured everything, your property with prostitutes. Listen to what anger can do. But when this son of yours who has taken your property and devoured them with prostitutes, how does he know? And sometimes when we're angry, we say things, we do things that are harmful, that are hurtful. How does he know? He's never been part of it. He's never gone with him. How does he know that? But this son of yours, he devoured everything with prostitutes. But when he came home, you killed the fattened calf for him. It's like you are celebrating the wrong he has done. And the wrong he has done is being upheld. And the good I have done, you are not willing to look at it. Why? Uyasintshontshelwa nje usibanibani. Sibukanisa nabantu nje usibanibani. Uyasihleba nje usibanibani. And yet you still want him back home. This is a real story, dear brothers and sisters. It happens in families. When parents are torn apart. When they want to bring children back at home and a family member says asimfuni. Yabazi abantwana mabethi muke wambuyisa usibanibani lama mina I'm packing my bags and I'm leaving. Yabazi ama family members methi unge eyafika usibanibani bazohlala la ekhaya mina I am packing and I'm leaving and I don't want anything to do with this person. Yabazi ama family members mekutshela ukuthi whatever you want to do mina I'm not prepared and I'm not ready ukuhlala naye. I'm not prepared and it's not going to happen. And you soon realize ukuthi, what do I do? Yasazi ingane ndawonye mayingasafunani. Mafanele kwenza umsebenzi awazi uqala umeme bani. Awazi uzomema bani ubani ongeke ummeme. Ngoba umeme lona ngekeza. Uyabazi mabefika beqoba. And someone walks in the house and lo munye takes ummese and walk away. They refuse to stay together. They refuse to be in the same room together. And you as a parent must decide. What do you do? I love them both. What do you do? What do I do? The older son says, no. He has taken everything from me. He has taken everything from me. I have taken everything for this family. I've built this business. I've never been paid. And when uzofanele unikeze nje abantu bangaphandle, the older son is not prepared to forgive. The hurt is preventing him from seeing something bigger. He says no. He says we tend to be promoting bad behavior like I. Laba bahluphayo ibona sibenzela izinto. I haven't taken my share. He has taken his share and he's wasted it. And now says obuya futhi athole enye share. That means he's going to get double the share. That is his problem. He's going to get double the share that I've worked hard for, that I've rebuilt this family. Wait, dear friends. Let's talk about family homes. Sonke sakhulela kule mizi either beku 2 room noma 1 room noma 4 room. Noma ngekho lutho ekhaya. Sathenga ikhaya. And invested kuleli khaya. Sal extenda leli khaya. So that mom and dad live comfortably, or mom or whoever, or ugogo lives comfortably. Bese kufanele kufike nje omunye azenzele umathanda ngalo. Afune nje izinto ngalo, kodwa has never contributed. Verse 31, the father says to him, but son, you are always with me. All that is mine is yours. It was fitting to celebrate and be glad for this, your brother. He was dead and is alive. He was lost and is found. You've always been with me. You've always been in the house. You've always been loved. But it was fitting to celebrate your brother. He's my son. He's your brother. He was dead. He's alive. He was lost. He's found. You've always been with me. But he refuses to go inside. He refuses to be part of it. He's hurting. He's angry. He's frustrated. Ngiyakwazi nokuncenga inhliziyo yami ukuthi ixole. Ngiyakwazi nokuncenga inhliziyo yami ukuthi ixole. Ngiyakwazi nokuncenga inhliziyo yami ukuthi ixole. Is there a place of love and forgiveness? Now, do you see how this story turns from being about the younger son to being about the older son? The actions of a younger son has hardened the heart of an older son. They were probably very close. Possibly they were very close. But his action has caused so much harm. And the father goes out and he says, both of you are mine. I love you with your mistakes. I love you with your perfection. Is there a place like that in my heart? Is there a place like that in my family. The yin and the yang, the black and the white, the good and the not so good, the talented and the not so talented, the extrovert and introvert. Is there a place where everyone can be at home and can be loved and can be accepted? We need to ask the Lord to give us the grace to forgive, to love. Love cost us everything. You cannot love if you're not prepared to hurt. You cannot love. Love will cost you everything. Love will cost you everything. And we turn to God and we ask Him, make my heart at peace. Make my heart at peace. That's the word for today. Lord, make my heart at peace. Make it at peace. Create that sense to be at peace. Give me that heart that is at peace. Yenza inhliziyo yami ibe nokuthula. Make my heart, make it peaceful. Make my heart at peace. Because if my heart is at peace, I'm able to accept even though I don't understand. I'm able to accept even though I am hurting. I'm able to accept even though things don't make sense. Make my heart at peace. Yenza inhliziyo yami ibe nokuthula. Make my heart at peace. And if you can make my heart at peace, you will heal me. You will guide me. You will control me. Make my heart at peace. Whether I've caused so much harm, whether I live with regret, whether I live with guilt, whether I live with shame, make my heart at peace. That's my prayer. Make my heart at peace. Yenza inhliziyo yami ibe sekuthuleni. Yenza inhliziyo yami ibe sekuthuleni. And once I can do that, I can trust God. I can trust Him with everything. Not because I'm in control, but because God is in control. Bless us, guide us, heal us. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.